Welcome back to Slay the Sector, the dirt of Belgian Waffle Ride San Diego. I'm Brian McCulloch with Big Wheel Coaching, and along with my friends at Pure Gravel and NV Composites, we're bringing you a great video series about how you can rip at BWR San Diego on July 18th. We're gonna jump into Sandy Bandy, okay? This is Sector 9. Sector 9, you've been out, you've ripped through the Black Canyon, you've come back, you've come down Sutherland Dam, you've come all the way back. Here's a little tip. Let's just set the table. You've come down this beautiful highway climb, boom, boom. You're like, yay, I have skinny tires on my bike. I'm going so fast. This is great. Oh wait, the headwind feels like a hairdryer, like just in your face. And now you come to this. It's this off-camber, chunky, rocky entrance, and that just means more drama. You see all this broken asphalt? It's had a traumatic life, and we're about to get into some more trauma right now with the Belgian Waffle Ride. Sector 9, Sandy Bandy, starts right here. 6 kilometers of treacherous, torturous madness. Let's get into it. Sandy Bandy starts with a bit of a traverse through the parking lot. So it's a little anticlimactic, but I promise you we're gonna get very quickly into the name of Sandy Bandy. So as you're going through this, if you're a local to the San Diego area, you know this parking lot well because there's lots of quick and dirty mountain bike races that start here. There's also the Filthy 50 that starts here, but for purposes of the Belgian Waffle Ride, it's a gravel rider's paradise as we jump right into the Sandy Bandy. And one thing you're gonna notice right away is some very, very deep sand. So I want to call attention to this because you've just been coming down a long road climb, or excuse me, a long road descent. You come in, you look for that chain link fence on the left. We're going to have this right and left, and poof, you can see the front end is dancing. It's moving all around. Oh, bike's moving all around again. So those trees are kind of where the sand ends, but not just yet. Whoa! One more little sand section right there, okay? Really important that you're mindful of that. It's so easy to overcook that section. Don't feel like you have to rail there. But like I said, you're coming off a long road descent, you kind of run into Sandy Bandy really quickly, and then you get into this bottleneck choke point. I like to go between those two tree trunks there. I feel like it's a little faster, but that might not be for you. You can go a little further left. This turn here is a quick little whipper. Rip through that. Just as a word of caution, I've seen a couple of snakes through here recently in some of my pre-riding, so just be mindful. They're not overly common here and there, but it is going to be super warm, so just be mindful if you see a stick laid across the trail here. It might be a sizzle stick, so just be mindful of that. Sandy Bandy's going to continue here and make an interesting turn left, and we're going to split two agricultural plots of land here. So still ripping through here. We're going to make a hard left, and something you're going to notice through here on race day that you can't tell right now is that this right here, it's very still air, and you're going to see on that big sod plantation on the right, they're always watering that sod plantation, and so it's very, very humid on this section of the dirt, and you end up sweating quite a lot because all of a sudden it's been very dry, and it's been a dry heat and dry wind and hitting your face. Now all of a sudden the air is still, and it's all of a sudden incredibly humid because of both of these agricultural pieces of land on each side. So you're going to be very hot through here, and all of a sudden it's like, holy smokes, who turned on the heater? So just keep in mind this is a great place that you're going to want to have water available and be grabbing and drinking a lot of that water. So this is especially where it's really humid right here. You can see I'm reaching for a bottle. That's something that I want to make sure everybody is well hydrated. We're racing in July. It's important that you stay well hydrated. You can't perform if you're cramping. You can't perform and complete this crazy ride if you're behind on these things. So make sure that the basics are covered. You're well fueled and well hydrated. So thankfully, Belgian Waffle Ride has lots of great stocked aid stations. Make those a little splash and go. That'll be good for you. Here we go. We're coming out of that chute into a right turn. A little bit of sand here, a little bit of drift. You see, my cameraman's getting a little rowdy, loving it, having fun. So That's good. It's going to be means we're going fast. And so again, we're picking up speed here. This particular portion of the trail is more hard packed than it's been in years past. It's always been kind of puffy through here and a little bit of potholes, but it's pretty smooth right now, which means it's fast. And that's good. That's good in a lot of ways, but always keep in mind that fast also means you're going to be on the pedals more. So you're doing more work, which means you got to fuel and feed the beast. So maybe you need some hard charge and hydration of some kind. So keep cruising here. Not a lot of technical stuff, as you can see. We're just kind of railing. We're doing some heavy lifting, digging trenches, going hard, trying to get through this sector as quickly as possible. You have a little up and down here, but one thing you're going to start noticing is the headwind just keeps getting, you're turning up the volume on that headwind. So throughout this sector, it just gets harder and harder. The headwind gets more and more powerful. And so for those of you that are watching this that are coming through late in the day, I want you to be mentally prepared for a slog, because there is going to be a lot of headwind. And that's okay. You're going to do great. I promise you, you're going to do great. You're going to rise to the occasion. You're going to watch these videos. You're going to be like, I knew what to expect. I'm ready to clock in and get it done. So be ready. You're ready to get after it. I want to see you be successful. So even though it's not a technical sector, don't think that that's something that you can just turn your mind off and just pedal hard. You really have to think through and look after yourself throughout this sector. Coming out onto the road here, also something I want you to be mindful of. In the past, in years past, we had to stay to the right and to stay on the trail. Okay, we're just riding the road here. It's about 500 meters or so to the entrance of the next bit, and that's mostly we're riding the road here because there's a sign, you can't see it, we just passed it, that just says private property, please do not cut through. So I wanted to be mindful and not go through someone's private property when you can clearly see with the camera view that there's dirt on the right. So on race day, you might be able to ride the road, but this is still technically sandy bandy. It's part of that sector. Or on race day, we might be forced through some red tape or something like that to stay right. So just be mindful of that. Just keep your eyes as you're watching this to the right where the dirt section looks like. It is uphill and uphill headwind right here. It's falls flat. More realistically, it's falls flat, but I can assure you it's work. It's working, it's getting hot. So we're just about to crest that, and we're gonna get right back into Sandy Bandy, what I like to think of as Sandy Bandy Part 2. And this fast little section, again, doesn't seem like it takes much thought. You just kind of rip into it, but you do have to figure out, are you gonna go to the right early or late? And you're going pretty fast here. All right, so we really hit that first part of Sandy Bandy hard. You came off the road, we got into the segment, and then all of a sudden, bada bing, bada boom, we hit some sand. Now we know why it's Sandy Bandy. We came down the easement between the two sod farms, jumped out on the road, and you thought that sector was over. But here we are on the jump back in. What you don't see behind you is that there's a little slight downhill where you're gonna pick up some momentum and you're gonna start moving fast again. So you're gonna be presented with a choke point. Do I go into these trees over here? Do I mess with this stuff here in the foreground that looks a little loose? Do I come into these holes? I mean, you got a couple of holes here. Oh, and by the way, there's a fence there and a cactus on the other side. You're not gonna notice this because you're gonna be going fast, but you are gonna notice the choke point, all right? Get into this early. I say enter the dirt early, get the bike settled, because this is very bouncy through here. You're gonna be bouncing all up and down. Get into the dirt early, get your line set, because you're gonna be able to gain more momentum on the backside for what's coming, which is a bridge and more sand of Sandy Bandy. Let's kick it up the road. This trail has been getting more beat up as people were getting closer to the BWR. More and more trail users are using it, and that just means it's more beat up. And in the past, we've seen horse and equestrian users here that just makes it very, very potholy. It's just part of the deal. So we're ripping into that tree up on the right is a good landmark for you. We're going to go over a bridge, and that bridge is fast, but that bridge also indicates that we're going to have a hard right turn, and we're going to get more into the sandy section, which is what Sandy Bandy is known for. So there's one of those big potholes. Here's the bridge. Very pretty bridge. Thank you, County of San Diego. It's very nice to ride across that thing. And then we're going to make a sharp right off of the bridge straight into more sand and the kind of well-known sandy bandy section. So one thing we're going to talk about here at these coaching segments is that it's a little less sandy, and we kind of say jokingly like a little less sandy but a little more bandy. And I'm not sure, I thought I was trying to be funny, but you get the point that in the years past this has been a very, very sandy section, and it's been all about fighting to maintain momentum and not lose it. And now it's much, much better, which is great. But again, that still doesn't negate the headwind, and that also doesn't negate that with no coasting, that means you're on the pedals. On the pedals mean more KJs, means you got to fuel it, and you could be working or dealing with cramping, etc., etc. As we continue on here with Sandy Bandy, we're going through some super fun switchies, trying to kind of just S-turns. This is a lot of fun here. I want you to pay attention to being in the drops. It's very easy to just sit up on the hoods, but again, there's a headwind here, and so you want to make sure that you're aerodynamic as you can, because we are moving fast, but also it's very confidence inspiring to be in the drops, so that's a good thing. So please give that a crack. If you're out there and you remember watching Slay the Sector with our friends at Pure Gravel, Envy, and Xpedo and Velo, you're going to be like, wait a second, I need to get in the drops. That's right, I need to get in the drops. So do remember that. Get in the drops. It's going to help you. It's going to help you stay fast, stay aero, and get through this sector smoothly. So got some little bit of uphill coming, and the one kind of technical feature here, there's some heavy lifting to do. We're going to go through these little chicanes here, and then we're going to sweep up. The trail is going to sweep up and left right through here after this quick right. All right, everyone, spoiler alert. This year's Sandy Bandy is a little less sandy, but it's a little more bandy. Bandy's fun, right? Maybe it's in the enunciation. But you can see there's a nice dirt line here. It's good. There's a lot of great traction in this, which means it's going to be a fast trail. I wanted to bring you to a transition because I found a little potential landmine. Look at this. Got a little goat head. This is about the 5th one of these guys here that we have seen in the middle of the trail, and they're always right on the good line. So you might have to end up in the sand because you don't want to flat. Oh, that would be a day ruiner. This thing, between now and July 18th, this thing's gonna grow a lot, and that's gonna be a lot of flat tires. Let's get her off the trail here. So again, we're gonna move on to our final section, which is the exit of Sandy Bandy. But hey, I want to give you real world feedback. It's a little less sandy, but still a bit more bandy. Could be a lot of fun. Let's move on. The trail is going to sweep up and left here. Look at all that cacti. That right there is your landmark. Now we're going to be going uphill. And look at all these rocks. Okay, I'm going to the edge of the trail, but you're going to be searching to keep your momentum. You can see the body language. We're starting to work really hard to maintain that speed that we've worked so hard to build. This is going to be fast, but it's going to be hard. So I want you to keep in mind that this is a hard section. You're going to use all the gears on this. You'll definitely go from being in the big ring down into the small ring and push, 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 push. You can see there's this rain rut in the middle that's just causing us a little bit of headache here. Where do we go? Do we go on the left side of it? Do we go on the right side of it? We're trying to figure it out. So, all right. Just when you think you're done with Sandy Bandy, you got the Bandy Wag. Literally cross the street, dive right back in. So when you come out of here and you're like, whew, Sandy Bandy over with, you still have 1 more kilometer of dirt, rowdiness, and fun ahead. Right as you're leaving Sandy Bandy, you got a little line choice. I'm standing on the high ground, and you might think to yourself, no way I'm going high line. But believe it or not, you have to do a little shimmy around this, and you might get passed on the inside. So, although sometimes on the BWR course, the tough line looks like not a good choice, in this particular case, the Strava line is running straight. Requires a little lift over the top, but it's way faster entry to the next sector, which is the Bandy Wag. We'll meet you there. Hey, thank you so much for watching our Slay the Sector, the Dirt of BWR San Diego videos. I have to say a special shout out to to our presenting sponsor, my friends at NV Composites. They're awesome. They're bike riders just like you and me. They make incredible products. They absolutely want to help you slay the sector, not just through video study, but by great products, handlebars, seat posts, wheels, the whole nine. Great stuff. Please check them out. They are awesome. Also, I want to say a high five, give a massive high five to Expedo pedals. I have the road and the mountain version, both rock. Check out the CXR. I think they're a great pedal for BWR, as well as Velo saddles. These guys, again, they're bike riders just like us, but their passion is manufacturing great saddles. Little gripper, nice wide base. I love it, okay? So please, check out our sponsors, the people that help bring this to you, because they want to help you have a great day on the bike. Please, 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 check them out. And one final note, check out puregravel.com. Why do they call it Pure Gravel? Because it's everything getting rowdy and having fun. It's all the best parts of gravel. Puregravel.com. They helped make this possible. They saw the vision here that wants to help you have a great time at the Belgian Waffle Ride, San Diego, Kansas, North Carolina, and Cedar City. So check out puregravel.com for all your gravel needs. They rock.